What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Poke Office. My name is Colin. I want you to fill in this blank. Surging Sparks is the best set since which set? Are we talking about like Twilight Masquerade? Surging Sparks is the best set since Twilight Masquerade? Maybe. Are we talking about since one of the specialty sets of the Scarlet and Violet era? Surging Sparks is the best set since Paldean Fates. Surging Sparks is the best set since 151? Maybe. Are we talking all the way back into like Sword and Shield? Like, remember opening Crown Zenith when it first came out? It was a lot of fun. Surging Sparks is the best set since Crown Zenith. I think it's better than Crown Zenith, personally. Are we talking all the way back to, is Surging Sparks the best set since Evolving Skies? Ooh, now we're getting a little spicy, right? So, fill in that blank. Let me know down in the comments below before you watch the rest of the video. Here's how we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down. Number one, we're going to break it down by booster box pricing. Number two, we're going to break it down by singles pricing. I recognize Surging Sparks is brand new. There's still a lot of movement to happen, but it's fun to look at. Number three is maybe a little bit more subjective. We're going to look at my opinion on artwork. Where does Surging Sparks fit in? And then the fourth and final one is just the level of hype that I feel around the Pokemon space right now in terms of Surging Spark compared to the rest of it. So let's get right into it. Booster box pricing. I'm going to show you a little image of, I listed off all the booster box prices here from Sword and Shield era and Scarlet and Violet era. So here it is. Evolving Skies, clearly at the top, $866.57. Sword and Shield base set is actually number 2 out of Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield era booster boxes. Kind of crazy. Sword and Shield is the second most expensive booster box. Then we got Lost Origin, $238. Fusion Strike, $233. Chilling Reign, $229. Rebel Clash, $223. Brilliant Stars, $189. Astral Radiance, $180. Surging Sparks. So Surging Sparks is the best set since Astral Radiance. I recognize this isn't a very good comparison because Astral Radiance is already a couple years old. Most of those sets are at least 2+ years old, so they've had some time. So the fact of the matter is that Surging Sparks is already at 178.86. It's beating out sets like Silver Tempest, like Twilight Masquerade, like Paldea Evolved. It's beating out some decent sets. I know all the big sets are up above, but Surging Sparks has only been out for a week and a half. Not even. A week. And it's already at number 9 out of 20 booster boxes from Sword and Shield era and Scarlet and Violet era. That is quite staggering to me. Already well above MSRP. There's either a short print happening, or there's manipulation happening, or Pokemon's not printing enough, or Pokemon can't print enough. One of the things is happening. It's up to you to form your own opinion about that. But the fact of the matter is, Surging Sparks is almost a $180 booster box on TCG Player a week after it released, which is screaming that this is a good set. Okay, number 2. Here's what I did. I took the price table from each set of Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet era, well, all the way back to Chilling Reign. And then I totaled up all of the prices, and that's how much the singles would cost to buy the whole set. It's not including reverse holos, so it's not a perfect number, but it's pretty good. Evolving Skies at the top, and then Surging Sparks. Are you kidding me? Number 2? I mean, Evolving Skies can't be reached in modern Pokemon again until Prismatic Evolutions, right? $3,861 to buy all the singles from Evolving Skies. But coming in at number 2 is Surging Sparks. That is outrageous. It's only a week old. People are loving it. And we've seen, what have we seen? Lots of the cards in Surging Sparks are racing down to the bottom in terms of value, but there's 3 of them that are holding and gaining value quite well. The Pikachu Special Illustration Rare we all know about, unless you've been living under a rock. And it looks like it's starting to slowly come back down after almost hitting $600. Absolutely wild stuff. The Latias is actually holding quite well, and the Gold Pikachu is holding quite strong as well. So this may be a skewed number. It's only a week old. Usually these sets take like a month, maybe even 2 months to really calm down in terms of single pricing. But the fact that it is already in between Chilling Reign and Evolving Skies, ahead of Chilling Reign, that's unworldly. Otherworldly. Is unworldly even a thing? Otherworldly. Seriously, this is an impressive feat, in my opinion. Surging Sparks, $1,595 if you want to complete the set to buy every single card off a TCG player. That's wild stuff. And that is beating out some huge sets. Chilling Reign has some huge cards, but it also has a lot of middle tier cards. It has a lot of cards. Scarlet and Violet 151 was some of the most hyped stuff I've ever seen. People love the Kanto region. People love the nostalgia. You got Charizard, you got Blastoise, you got Venusaur, you got Zapdos, you got Alakazam. So many even of the ultra rares and the illustration rares hold a lot of value and pack a punch in Scarlet and Violet 151. And it's not even close to Surging Sparks right now. It's down $400, almost $500. Paldean Fates has been doing really good in the past couple weeks here, past couple months. The Bubble Mew is exploding. The Shiny Charizard Special Illustration Rare is doing quite well. Paldean Fates is a great set. It's not even close to Surging Sparks in terms of single pricing right now. What else? Twilight Masquerade has that huge Greninja card. Not even close to Surging Sparks right now. Paldea Evolved, you got sets like Crown Zenith. You got sets like Brilliant Stars and Lost Origin. Lost Origin, Fusion Strike. You have these huge cards like Gengar or like Giratina or like Charizard, and they're not holding any weight. A couple other highlights on this list here. Silver Tempest, 454, and the Lugia is like mid 100, so there's like nothing left in Silver Tempest after that Lugia, which is, you know? So, interesting. Surging Sparks is the best set since Evolving Skies, based on single pricing, and that is quite a wild take. Okay, the next one is a little more subjective. What about artwork in Surging Sparks? See, I really love the Latias card. I really like the Milotic card. I think the Durant, like marching side by side, are pretty cool. What else is there? The Pikachu, that's the one everyone's talking about. That's the one that's carrying the most weight. And I don't love it. It's a good card. I don't think it's a great card. But for whatever reason, the hype train is really rolling with the Pikachu. People continue to pay on eBay and on TCG Player and on Facebook Marketplace huge money for the Pikachu Special Illustration Rare. And I think part of it is in hopes of getting a PSA 10, because we saw that market manipulation, which just does change our brain. It's a psychological move. We see that it was at 2,500 and then at 5,000 and then at like what it was at 300,000 or something stupid. And it's like, whether you think it's a scam or not, which it probably was, it's like, oh, maybe this card is worth a lot of money. You know, it kind of just starts to rewire your brain a little bit. So, not my favorite card in the world, but based on the quality control I've seen, I would say that Pikachu is going to hold a very valuable premium, getting it in a Gem Mint 10. That's actually the reason. Like, I didn't FOMO into buying a Pikachu. I bought it trying to get a Gem Mint 10 early on, trying to make a move on it. It's close. It's close. It's not perfect. I'm still going to risk it for the biscuit, sending it into PSA. So I just got the Pikachu in the mail yesterday. So we'll see how it goes. In terms of other sets, what do you think Surging Sparks compares to in terms of other sets? I think the illustration rare department of Surging Sparks probably is actually its weakest point. It's a little lackluster. I think there's better sets for illustration rares. I think 151 takes the cake because it's so nostalgic. But I really like the illustration rare gallery in Paldea Evolved. I think it's quite good in Twilight Masquerade as well. I think it's actually quite good in Paradox Rift. Paradox Rift maybe has the best illustration rare category, in my opinion. Temporal Forces also has a really good illustration rare selection. Surging Sparks, probably weaker than most. But in terms of artwork, if we're comparing to Sword and Shield, I think personally that Scarlet and Violet anything beats out Sword and Shield. I know that's a hot take, but I love the direction that illustrations and artwork is going in Scarlet and Violet era compared to Sword and Shield. So that's just my personal preference. That one is very, very subjective. I don't know. I don't know where I would put Surging Sparks. Surging Sparks is the best set in terms of artwork since 151, maybe? Since Paradox Rift? Yeah, I don't know. And that leads us to the last one. The level of hype is just outrageous. How hyped Surging Sparks is. There's a reason why these prices are so high. There's a reason why the booster box is already over MSRP. Partly because there's not enough supply. Whatever you think about that, if Pokemon can't print enough, if Pokemon doesn't print enough, if distributors are holding on to it, whatever you think, there's not enough supply right now. And there's just so much hype for it. People want to open it. People buy it at big prices on live streams. People want to get that Pikachu. People want to get that Lysia's Appeal. People want to get that Jasmine's Gaze. People want to get that Latios and Latios cards. It's crazy. People love Surging Sparks. And so I'm thinking to myself, Surging Sparks is the best set since in terms of hype. Well, part of me is thinking back to that TikTok video we all saw last week where people were fighting at Costco to get one stack of mini tins for the 151 stock at Costco. So that's quite a hype train as well. But I think that Surging Sparks is a little bit more like all-encompassing. Everyone is into Surging Sparks. The level of Pokemon hype, that's the only word I can think of, is that Surging Sparks is just growing the hobby so much. I think probably it started with Scarlet and Violet 151, and then it's continued to build, and it's almost like it's coming to a peak, but we all know that it's not actually coming to a peak because Prismatic Evolution is probably going to be bigger. Glory of Team Rocket might even be bigger. Like, it's still on the rise, and it's so massive, the level of popularity in Pokemon right now. So it's unprecedented. I don't know. I got it back into the Pokemon hobby kind of right at the end of the first print run of Evolving Skies. That's when I was kind of like starting to open Pokemon cards again. Maybe I'm naive, but I don't think Evolving Skies had this level of hype. I really don't. As Evolving Skies continued to grow in its like grand nature of being the best modern set ever, I think the level of hype in the Pokemon space itself was quite high because it's like, wow, we need to get this Moonbreon. There's so many good cards in this set. The pull rates are really tough. But I don't think the actual like outside scope of Pokemon interest was nearly as big as it is right now. So before that, I'm not knowledgeable enough. Like, I haven't been part of the hobby. I'd say Surging Sparks is easily the best set in terms of hype at least since Evolving Skies, if not prior to that. Like, it's Surging Sparks. The Pokemon space is absolutely crazy right now. And I recognize I've been ranting for, I guess, too long, but I love talking about Pokemon. Let me know what you think. Did you think that the booster boxes was interesting? Did you think that the prices of singles in cards, does that tell a good story? What about artwork? Where do you think Surging Sparks fits into there? And in terms of hype, like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing that the level of interest in Pokemon space is just through the roof right now? Because it sure as heck feels like it to me. Anyways, that's going to do it for me at the Poke Office. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure to go check out thepokeoffice.com for lots of Pokemon singles. And for all you Canadians, probably Americans too, sealed product coming very, very soon, which I'm really, really excited about. And if you're a YouTube member, you get 5% off the entire site. The discount code is in the YouTube community page. So, appreciate you all. Make sure to hit the like button for me. It helps my videos get out to more people. If you're not subscribed yet, do so now. I appreciate you all for watching. And until my next one, peace!